Lucius Annaeus Seneca was a Roman Stoic philosopher and statesman. He was one of the leading intellectuals in the mid-1st century. He rejected and criticized the idea that death is an evil, that wealth is a good, that political power is valuable, and that anger is justified. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Brave men rejoice in adversity, just as brave soldiers triumph in war. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. A gift consists not in what is done or given, but in the intention of the giver or doer. Life's like a play. It's not the length, but the excellence of the acting that matters. The bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling against adversity. Wisdom allows nothing to be good that will not be so forever. No man to be happy but he that needs no other happiness than what he has within himself. No man to be great or powerful that is not master of himself. The first step in a person's salvation is knowledge of their sin. We should give as we would receive, cheerfully, quickly, and without hesitation. For there is no grace in a benefit that sticks to the fingers. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. A man who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. We should every night call ourselves to an account. What infirmity have I mastered today? What passions opposed? What temptation resisted? What virtue acquired? Our vices will abate of themselves if they be brought every day to the shrift. We often want one thing and pray for another, not telling the truth even to the gods. No great genius has ever existed without some touch of madness. Everywhere is nowhere. When a person spends all his time in foreign travel, he ends by having many acquaintances, but no friends. A quarrel is quickly settled when deserted by one party. There is no battle unless there be two. Be wary of the man who urges an action in which he himself incurs no risk. Nothing is so wretched or foolish as to anticipate misfortunes. What madness is it to be expecting evil before it comes? Our plans miscarry because they have no aim. When a man does not know what harbor he is making for, no wind is the right wind. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for a kindness. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. The day which we fear as our last is but the birthday of eternity. Expecting is the greatest impediment to living. In anticipation of tomorrow, it loses today. It is more fitting for a man to laugh at life than to lament over it. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. For many men, the acquisition of wealth does not end their troubles, it only changes them. The pressure of adversity does not affect the mind of the brave man. It is more powerful than external circumstances. We become wiser by adversity. Prosperity destroys our appreciation of the right. Not how long, but how well you have lived is the main thing. He who does not prevent a crime when he can encourages it. Whatever one of us blames in another, each one will find in his own heart. The mind that is anxious about the future is miserable. We should not, like sheep, follow the herd of creatures in front of us, making our way where others go, not where we ought to go. It is not that we are given a short life, but we make it short, and we are not ill-supplied but wasteful of it. Two elements must therefore be rooted out once for all: the fear of future suffering and the recollection of past suffering, since the latter no longer concerns me, and the former concerns me not yet. Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Wealth is the slave of the wise, the master of the fool. Man is affected not by events, but by the view he takes of them. Remember that pain has this most excellent quality. If prolonged, it cannot be severe, and if severe, it cannot be prolonged. The greatest loss of time is delay and expectation, which depend upon the future. We let go the present, which we have in our power, and look forward to that which depends upon chance, and so relinquish a certainty for an uncertainty. What should a wise person do when given a blow? Same as Cato when he was attacked, not fire up or revenge the insult or even return the blow, but simply ignore it. Those that are a friend to themselves are sure to be a friend to all. There is nothing more despicable than an old man who has no other proof than his age to offer of his having lived long in the world. Anger, an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. The mind is a matter over every kind of fortune. Itself acts in both ways, being the cause of its own happiness and misery. No one can be despised by another until he has learned to despise himself.